I have a warehouse update. I have a plush that sold for $80 and a frying pan that I sold. So stay tuned and we'll go over them. If it's your first time on the channel, my name is Ryan. I'm a full-time reseller on sites like eBay and Poshmark. And in today's video, we're just gonna kind of talk about things going on. I just dropped off my warehouse deposit, so that's exciting. It was a $40 fee by money order or cashier's check. I actually went to my bank and they said there was a $10 minimum just to do a cashier's check. And I'm like, for $40, it makes no sense. So I just went across the street to Quick Trip and it was like $1.50 for a money order, so which was, it was reasonable to do it that way. So I turned it in. She was actually impressed. She's like, I think you're the first person to actually fill out an application all the way correctly and I don't have to ask any questions. So that was, she's like, if I had an award, I'd give you an award. Which, you know what? I went through this. I actually printed it out and then threw it away and then reprinted it because of errors. I don't know, I'm weird like that. And I could have just whited it out, but I'm like, I like to make a good first impression, especially, I'm gonna be in a business relationship in a way with this realtor, so I want to have that good relationship. And also the $40 will go partly towards the deposit, like not really, but kind of. So I only have to pay $560 for the deposit. So when I do get approved, I'll have to pay the $560. And then whenever I move in, which the expected date is April 15th right now. She said it might be earlier, it might be a little later. But she said that they're usually pretty good about the date that they give. So April 15th, I'm supposed to be moving in, and it's exciting, which realistically, I probably won't move in too much until that weekend, because April 15th falls on a Wednesday. So that weekend after, I will probably do a lot of heavy moving. So Monday, just everything goes as planned as well. So I am excited. I'm nervous at the same time though about it, because this is a big jump. And I was talking to my wife about this, and I'm not scared of the payment or anything like that, because every expense there is going to be a tax write-off for the business. So I don't really care money aspect. I think what I'm kind of worrying about is I can't just get up and start packaging or get up and start taking pictures, because on Saturdays and Sundays, I only usually work an hour or 2 hours, and that's just get up, package what was sold the day before, and then do my listing goal, and that's it. I'm pretty much done. Maybe answer a few questions here and there, but I don't do anything else. So now I'm gonna have to, if I still want to do that, I still have to get up, drive to the warehouse, do my packages, because I have this whole thing in my head right now that if I leave them in queue, say I have 15 items in queue, eBay won't give me the same amount of sales. I could be wrong, but I've been testing this theory out of not really packaging in the morning, and I notice I just get really slow sales. But the moment I start packaging and where it's out of the queue, I start getting my normal amount of sales. So it's a theory. I don't know for sure, but I don't know. It seems likely to me. I will say yesterday, I sold more on Depop than I did on Poshmark, which is crazy. I can't believe Depop outperformed Poshmark. I don't know why, but they did. And Poshmark was actually been doing really well for me. Poshmark and eBay have been pretty close here lately, but Poshmark just bombed yesterday. I don't know why. How's Poshmark going for you guys? If you're on Poshmark, I know a lot of people are just on eBay, so I don't know. But I'm excited. So got the deposit in. Whenever she calls me back and I'm approved, which I shouldn't have a problem getting approved, I'll take her a money order of $560, and then on April 15th, for the first month, I have to pay her another money order. But she said after that, there's like an online portal, so I'm like, thank goodness, because I was like, man, do I have to drive all the way to their business complex just to pay a money order every month? I was like, that'd be kind of annoying. And she didn't even say I could do auto draft, which is most likely what I will do. I try to keep a nice little cushion in my business fund because this is just who I am, and I do it with my own personal too. I don't know about anyone else, but one thing I do is $1,000 is zero to me. And that might be like, man, that's not a very big cushion. I mean, it's not, but I'm building and I'm really trying to be strategic. So when I say I'm broke, I guess, to people, I still have $1,000 at least minimum. So that's just, I don't know why, but that's just something I've never read it anywhere or watched it anywhere. But to me, when I see $1,000, that means I'm at zero. And I guess it's because it's a nice cushion. And don't get me wrong, I built myself up to have that kind of cushion, and that's not even a huge cushion, but $1,000 is zero to me. So when I look at my business account, there's always at least $1,000, and if I look at my personal account, there's always at least $1,000, and because that's my absolute zero to me. So I don't ever have to worry about going over, or if I'm out and about and want to spend something. And don't get me wrong, sometimes things happen and then I'm at $988 because something came out, and then that's to me is like a penalty, but without a charge of a penalty. And honestly, I think it's a great way to live. I know a couple of people that, you know, they kind of ride that line. And I think if they kind of have that same mentality of like, and I just say $1,000, it could be $100, $500, whatever. 1,000 was just easy for me to remember. And you got to work up to it, like, for sure. So, but for me, it helps me out because I don't worry. I really genuinely do not worry about money at all. And I don't have a whole lot of money. Let's just say that. But $1,000 is my absolute zero, just so I keep that in mind. And life happens, I get it. Like, trust me, I've had emergency surgeries. I've had, this past weekend, I had to change out the radiator in my wife's Jeep. So life happens. I get it. But I think if you can get to that point, I think you're good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have several like debts and stuff out, but in my main bank account, everything's paid on time. But I have that at least $1,000. That's just me. So I sold one of the most expensive plushes I've ever sold. It's not the most expensive, but it is probably one of the top like 5 plushes that I have ever sold. One thing I always look for when I do look at plushes is like obscure characters, and I look for like anime, especially anime, or not your typical cartoon. Like, if you don't look for Looney Tunes. I mean, you can look for Looney Tunes and your typical characters, but that's just the first thing that came to mind. But I'm talking about, think of the like adult, like maybe Adult Swim kind of plushes. Think of those, like they're kind of obscure characters where they're not on Disney and Nickelodeon. Like, I feel like when you start getting into these smaller characters where you kind of have a smaller group of people that are watching it, they go for more money. Well, I just sold this anime one and it went for $80 and it's going to Japan. It's something about the Axis powers. Knew nothing about it. I actually just got it because I think it was like $1.99, and someone looks like they donated their whole anime collection. I just bought all of them. Some were going for like $40, not this one, but this one for $80, and it didn't take that long to sell. So for me, I checked like your obscure anime, and I look for your obscure like characters. Your main characters, they usually make more of, but if you look like their side characters, sometimes those go for more money, for at least what I have found. Like for me, I started in selling toys, comics, Funko Pops, things like that. Like that is what I specialized in before switching to clothing. Like that was my bread and butter. I loved it. I mean, I still love it. It's just really when COVID happened, 2020, just the game changed. A lot of people got in, and for my area, it got just overly saturated. Also, Funkos were really big then, and it just took a nosedive. If they haven't already, they're probably gonna go close to bankruptcy. I would assume. Pretty close. I don't know. But it's pretty cool to still find those little things out in the wild. They're not there as much as they used to be, but I do like to look and see if I can find them, because they are still there. So that is an amazing plush that I sold. The next thing is I sold a frying pan, and I'm going to package that up. Does anyone else just put a bunch of stuff on top of their fridge? Like, this is kind of ridiculous, I know. I gotta move all of that because in this drawer back here is the pan. All I needed was to clean one side at least. I'm pretty sure I can get it now. There she is. I just didn't want to put it in my office, so I figured this was like the best spot for it. I'm definitely gonna have to put it on the camera to get this beauty out. So this is what I sold. It's a vaporware. I have sold like 3 of these. They plug in right here. So you don't need like it's just electric skillet is all it is. One I sold to Alaska, and it was my first time really messing up on shipping. I only charged like $10.99, and it ended up charging me like $30 to ship it to them. It was my own mess up. I think I made no money on that order, but it's nice on the inside. Hopefully they wash it when they get it. These are so nice, especially for cabins, things like that. So yeah, they are kind of a pain to ship, and they're heavy. Usually, let's see, the one in Alaska, I guess kind of made sense. This one's going to North Carolina, and I've sold my other one to Texas, which I think they only had to pay, what did they pay? They paid only like $7, $8 to Texas. Oh, I did sell one in like the mountains in Arizona as well, and that one was like $17, and this one's like over $20 to ship it. So I've got some boxes, and I'm gonna package this up. All right, to package this up, I got a couple of things. I got a 17 by 11, 12 small box. Compliments of Walmart. Good old scissors. Packaging tape. I got a Ziploc bag, and what I do with this bag is I don't know why. I do this with all kind of electronics like this. I put the power cord usually in the bag separately. It's just something I've always done. I think it's better presentation maybe. I don't know. To me it is. I got big bubble wrap. I got little bubble wrap. Oh, I hate the sound of bubble wrap. So I'm just gonna speed through this. I have to mention one thing. Use some painter's tape when doing some of the packaging. Makes it a lot easier for the customer, at least on the inside of the item. All right, so I got the lid, and then actually the unit. Inside is the power cord. I don't know if I want to put it like this or put it like how it's supposed to be. I think I'll have to see how it fits in the box. Obviously, the smaller you can get it where it's not going to move around, the better. So I might have to play around with the box a little bit. It actually fit in there pretty nicely. So we'll kind of see what it says on the scale. So I just put it on the scale and put in the measurements. I guess kind of over measured what box I was going to use. So it looks like I'm going to make about $2 extra on it, which is fine because I had to pay $1 or something for the box. So it kind of balances out. There we go. So I just got done dropping off the packages at the post office. If you made it this far in the video, I do appreciate you so much. If you could like the video, comment something below, and subscribe if you can. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.